the ending made me want to jump off of this house. And I didn't even live in this house yet. This was back before I even knew this house existed. It still made me want to specifically jump off the roof of this actual house that I'm in, even though I didn't know it existed. That's how horrible. What is up, YouTube? Today I got a treat for you. I don't know if it's so much of a treat. We will see how it goes at the beginning and end of this video and partway through it. I have compiled my list of my 10 favorite TV shows and 10 of the TV shows that I cannot stand. And we're going to talk it over. Well, I'm going to talk it over. You're going to listen or not listen or turn this whole thing off. But you can comment with your stuff in the actual comment section. What do you absolutely love in a TV show, and what's your favorite show? What is something that you cannot stand whatsoever? Yeah, that's basically it. You can comment. And my daughter told me, and I have to say this, and I do not know if this will even work, but she says all YouTubers say this, so you have to say it. There are only, I don't even know what the figure is. Apparently, the majority of the people that watch these videos aren't even subscribed to the channel on YouTube. So that's something that really, really helps my channel. It really helps. I know that for a fact. If I have more subscribers, more people get to see the video. If I have more comments, people get to, like, the video becomes more available to more people watch it. And it'll just help out the channel, because I want to do something. I want to go somewhere with this channel. I want to make this a thing that I do, that I can actually help the family out with, and just doing goofy stuff. But anyway, if you could please take just a brief minute of your time, not even a minute, just a few seconds, click the subscribe button on YouTube, notification bell, let me know when I upload videos, and that will help me out a billion times. It'll be so awesome. I would love you so much for it. But without further ado, we are going to go over these videos, and let's go through all my crazy ideas on my little clipboard here of things that I want to talk about on the channel. But we are going to go over some of my worst and some of my man, I cannot even talk. What's the best way to say that? Is some of the best and some of the worst? I don't know. Okay, maybe let's start out on a positive note. Let's start out with some of my favorite TV shows of all time. I try to mix it up a little bit. I actually found out I like more TV shows than I thought I did. I love Psych, the comedy Psych. If you haven't watched it, it's hilarious and it's a must-see. It's just so great. Basically, it's about a guy he's really, really perceptive, and he can see things, and he pretends that he's a psychic, and he works for the police. It's a comedy show. Works with his best friend. Absolutely hilarious. On that note, another funny comedy that I really, really do like is The Office. I've always kind of liked The Office. The whole dynamic between Dwight and Jim. Oh man, so great. Some of the best stuff ever. Life Below Zero. Now we're branching off here. Life Below Zero. It's a little different than The Office. It just basically follows people around in Alaska, and like, if you know anything about me, I love that kind of stuff, like Alaska stuff. I can't get enough of anything that has to do with Alaska, except for I have a pet peeve about Alaska Bush people. It's way too scripted and over the top. I'm not going to go into that. I've already done that in another video. I just can't stand it. So, but Life Below Zero, boom, that's on my list. One of my favorites. This is an oldie, but it's a goodie. The next one coming up, Andy freaking Griffith Show. Good, fun, family clean comedy. It's just hilarious in my opinion. My kids don't think so. My wife probably doesn't think so, but I laugh at it. So maybe it's not family. Maybe it's not good for the family if I'm really literally the only one watching it. But anyway. Okay. On a darker note, The Walking Dead. Well, I like a little mix of different things. The Walking Dead's kind of like what would happen on a worst case scenario? Like crazy stuff happens. Everything just society as we know it just goes out the window. And I know it's 2021. Like, you're probably thinking that that's already happened, but like, really, to be honest, it's kind of a cool little show. Just is kind of interesting to see how stuff might happen. And I think a lot of it's kind of like has some merit. I could see a lot of that actually happening. Sons of Anarchy, I watched that. It's a pretty decent show. Again, about like people just caught up in just horrible circumstances, and I don't know if you've seen it, you know what it's about. I'm not going to go down the whole thing. It's just a lot of people making a lot of bad mistakes and ending up in a pretty rough area, and that leads to the next show, which is kind of the same thing. It's Breaking Bad. That was a show that is basically it's crazy. It's how a school teacher gets involved in like making and distributing meth. And there goes my phone. See, there's like an ADD, and I have it actually on here. So we're gonna take a second. Oh, nice. Okay, that is crazy. I just put on this cool outfit. My wife is going to this is ADHD. We're not even going to get through the rest of this list. She is doing a surgery, and she sent me a picture of the stadium. What? Buccaneers Stadium. Yes, we are the champions. I have to celebrate on this channel because it doesn't happen very often that the Bucks are number one, and so it's only happened twice, and I'm gonna make a big deal out of it. So anyway, my wife just sent me a picture of the stadium with the Go Bucks and all that other stuff. So awesome. And now I'm distracted. So ADHD, come on, focus, let's go. Okay, I already talked about Breaking Bad. Yeah, a bunch of people, a school teacher basically getting in a bad spot. I'm not gonna go into all of it. I mean, it's been out forever, so if you're worried about a spoiler alert, like whatever, it's come on, get up with the times. The Chosen. This is more if you're like kind of like faith based. Like I haven't been shy on my channel just saying like where I think my faith comes from. I'm a Christian. I like to see stuff, especially stuff that depicts Jesus in such a way that makes him like approachable and like has a sense of humor and just is an all around just fun person to be around, because I really 100% believe that's what Jesus is like. He's been amazing in my life, and I just know I just feel that show really brings a closer connection for people watching. The Chosen. Alone is another show that I really, really, really love. This has to do with people, and none of this is basically 1 through 10 being like the first thing I said was my favorite. But to be honest, I do think Psych is probably one of my most favorite of all times. But back to Alone. Alone is basically they give everybody cameras like I'm talking into right now. They give everybody cameras, all the camera gear, and then they send them out to some place that's just out in the middle of nowhere, and they have to survive. They have to like hunt their own food, fish, like make a shelter, do all the stuff that they need to do to survive in an environment that's kind of inhospitable. So I love that because it's scripted to a point, but there's only so much scripting you can do in that scenario because they literally give the person the camera and there's no other camera crew. So there's nobody saying, oh, you should do this, you should do that. So, and as you know, if you watch this channel, I hate scripted shows. So Alone is good. I'm a big car person, car guy, car person, car enthusiast, lover of cars, something like that. I love cars. So the next and final one, the 10th thing, on my favorite shows, Roadkill Garage. It reminds me of going to, because what they do is they go to, like, a lot of times they will go to a, what is it called? ADHD, focus. All right. They would go to a junkyard. There we go. That's a word. They would go to a junkyard. They would get a car that's completely garbage, and they would basically drive it out of there, and they take it on a long road trip. To me, that's so interesting. Just anybody that's into cars and just like looking at the gems and all the stuff. And I've been to like, I've been to those junkyards, and I've pulled parts out of cars at junkyards, superchargers, and different stuff, and it's fun. To me, it's fun. No, other people might be like, this is super boring, especially like my family. They do not see how I like that kind of stuff. But those are my 10. That's my favorite right there. Next, we're going to the worst. But before I go to the worst, there was another job. Once I started writing these things out in the best category, I realized there was a lot of other stuff that I really, really liked, but I haven't written it down. One of the top ones was Dirty Jobs. I love that one, and it should be on my list, but then it wouldn't be the 10 best and 10 worst. It would be the 11 best and 10 worst, whatever, math. Anyway, so yeah, I love Dirty Jobs. It's real close in there. It might even be up on this list and knock some of these other ones out, but yeah, Dirty Jobs is just basically Mike Rowe just going around and doing jobs that regular people do, and some of them are pretty disgusting. And he is very good at making light of stuff and being kind of comedic. So that show was absolutely amazing for me. I loved it. But it didn't make my list. I didn't want to put all comedy stuff in there. That's why I added like different things: Sons of Anarchy, Breaking Bad, Andy Griffith is comedy, but Walking Dead, The Chosen, that stuff. But now we go on to from the best to some of the worst shows ever. These shows I can't even watch. Some of them we will be completely honest. Some of these shows I could not even watch because even the trailer, even the advertisement was so horrible to me that I couldn't do it. But I did watch the first one on the list of the worst. I did watch part of it, and it was All for You. And I tried to make a video on it, but then my ADHD kicked in, and that video is almost unwatchable. But you can watch that video on my channel. So Freaking Cheap is the name of that one. I'm not going to go into a bunch about it because I already kind of talked about it before in another video. Essentially, a lady tried to heat her house with coat hangers and melt snow from the outside for drinking water. My goodness. Ghost Adventures. Okay, I'm kind of on board with this because I want it to be good, but nothing ever happens. The Ghost Adventures, all the stuff is the same thing. It's just them like listening to sounds, and maybe that's the sound of a whisper and a recorder, and I don't know what's happening. It's like all the people that have evidence of Bigfoot, all the people that have all that other stuff. It's always a horrible camera. It's 2020 freaking one. Like this camera shoots in 4K. The next Samsung that I get is going to shoot in like I think 8K. They say, like it's crazy. We can't get like a good actual evidence of something. But it's nothing. Every single time, it's so disappointing. So Ghost Adventures, you're on my list for some of the worst. Next one, Gypsy whatever. Gypsy wedding, Gypsy marriage, Gypsy hanging out with the family, whatever Gypsy kind of stuff. It's way the heck over top, way scripted, and I just can't do it. I did watch some of that. I watched actually these first three. Actually, the next one too, but I just couldn't deal with the Gypsy stuff. It was just way too over the top for me. So that brings me to another one, which is super, super famous. Apparently, I heard just recently that they are finishing out their 20th season, and I probably got through 2 minutes of it. They're calling it quits. Season 20, The Kardashians. I can't, or Keeping Up with the Kardashians, whatever it's called, I can't. Well, apparently I can't keep up with the Kardashians. I just can't do it. It was too horrible. Like, first of all, I wasn't interested in anything they were saying. Second of all, I get it. It's just none of it. I don't know how it's entertaining. I just don't know. And other people can say the same thing about my list, and I completely understand. Everything's subjective, but this is just my list. So just come on, give me some slack. Cut me some slack. Whatever. Dude, like, you can write your best of and worst of in the comment section below. But anyway, yeah, Kardashians, I could not keep up with them, and I have no desire to keep up with them. And now that it's at season 20, I don't feel like I've really missed out on anything. The next one, I actually watched this last night. And I didn't realize how horrible it was until I watched it again. My Strange Addiction, where people are eating like cement, like cement blocks and stuff, and that's like the thing they do. They take baths in bleach, and I don't know. I'm not trying to look. I'm not trying. Everybody's got their thing. I have my stuff I deal with. You have your stuff you deal with. But I just, first of all, I don't think that this even happens. I don't think somebody's just out there eating bricks, cement, or the Meredith Carnival ride, or whatever weird like stuff is. I just don't think it happens. I think a lot of it's scripted, or all of it's scripted. It's got to be all of it. Anyway, My Strange Addiction, that's up there. Lost is the next one. Lost. Anybody who's watched Lost knows what I'm talking about. Wow. Where do I start with Lost? This is the deal. Lost was a show that had promise, and it had me hooked, and it was going to be in the best column right here. But the ending made me want to jump off of this house. And I didn't even live in this house yet. This was back before I even knew this house existed. It still made me want to specifically jump off the roof of this actual house that I'm in, even though I didn't know it existed. That's how horrible it was. It was just, the ending, it killed me. Oh, I just can't, it gets me mad just thinking about it. All right, after Lost, okay, Marvin, calm down. We're done with Lost. It happened. We're not happy about it, but it happened. The next thing, any of those 90-day shows, any of those 90-day fiance, 90-day whatever, whatever it is, I haven't even watched it, but I already know I can't deal with it. I just saw it. It looks crazy scripted, crazy annoying, and way over the top, and I just can't do it. The next one after that, Naked and Afraid. I do love a lot of survivalish types of shows and stuff, but I can't. Why do they got to be naked? Why? What scenario are you just like, you know what? I can understand you're in a scenario, you don't have survival gear. I don't have this pen with me. I can't fashion it into a spear. I can't do anything. Maybe somehow I don't have certain things with me, but I'm not going to just randomly appear in the wilderness and just be completely naked. That's not going to happen. So that I just don't, and I can't get into it. I haven't even watched it because of that. It just drives me crazy. It's another one of those things. It's kind of like the 90-day shows where I haven't even watched it. Just the original thing is just cringy to me. So Naked and Afraid. No, thank you. I don't know why you're naked. I maybe kind of know why you're afraid, because you're out in the wilderness and you're naked, especially if you just woke up there. I have no clue. Dance Moms is the next one. Dance Moms is, dang it is cringy. Mom's going way over the top, making their kids dress up in these ridiculous outfits, and it's so scripted, and there's all this fighting and stuff all over the place. I just can't stand it. It's another one of those things. It's too scripted for me, and that ties into the very last thing on my list of my worst, Jersey Shore. I don't care. I've heard that is a lot of people's favorite show, and it's a big deal. I cannot do it. I can't do Jersey Shore. I can't do the things where it's so fake it hurts. I can't do it. Like a lot of people, of course, a lot of people watch it apparently because it's really, really rated high up there. So, but I'm just not one of those people. That's my top 10 and low 10, top 10, low 10, the best and the worst of entertainment in my eyes. Before I completely lose my train of thought, leave a comment down in the comment section. Leave a comment down. That I know how to talk. Leave a comment down in this comment section. What's your favorite show? What's your worst show? What do you love and what can't you stand about TV or shows? That's basically it. I think I got through that all right. Yeah. All right. I don't know what else to say. You're gonna have to come back here next week and we'll talk about something completely different. Like how good my ADHD medicine might be working, hopefully, in the very near future.